Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to What Happened Last Night, the Whodunit Show. I'm your host, Danny Prakaski, and with me is...
Conroy Gibson,
Big Papa CG. We've missed you, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Conroy's been out for a couple of weeks. He's been exploring Japan. How was that?
It was, I wasn't swimming.
International symbol for Japan.
Yeah, everybody knows that. It was fun. I destroyed my liver.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, but like because you were drinking a lot and having a fun time.
Yeah. But it's not. It doesn't behoove my age. Is that the word I'm trying to use?
Behoove.
Yeah.
Behoove means to put hooves on something.
Yeah. So I'm not a horse anymore.
Yeah,
so
he's not a horse anymore because he went to Japan and drank a lot of booze. Guys, welcome to the show. This is a show where Conroy and I sit here and talk at you about dumb bullshit. But apart from that, we also play some fun social deduction games in a style where you guys are in on the secret. We're going to be playing One Night Ultimate Werewolf today, and we've got a bunch of players downstairs rearing to go. They're just so ready to start pumping iron.
Rearing to go?
Yeah.
That's a horse thing.
Horse thing, yeah. We're all about horses today. This is the horse episode.
This is the...
No, it's actually the Mother's Day episode because Mother's Day is tomorrow. And we are going to be playing a Mother's Day themed audience participation game today. We've asked our players to come up with stories about their moms, and we're going to do a 2 truths and a lie kind of thing with that. But in any case, they're downstairs. They're ready to play some One Night Ultimate Werewolf, which is a game where everybody has secret identities. They won't know what each other are. I think I did that grammatically correct.
You did.
But you guys will, because we're going to be showing you all of the hidden information that's going on. And so in just a second, we are going to cut over to our player introduction videos, but I ought to let you know there's a lot of fresh faces downstairs. Some of our regular players are out of town and unable to attend. We've got Curtis. Clearly the most dedicated member of this show. And we've got a player introduction video to show you for him, and then we're going to cut downstairs so that we can introduce you to all of the other fresh faces that we have this week.
Hey, hi. Do I look here? My name is Curtis. I'm good friends with Danny. I think to be like a really good board game player, you have to be really passionate about board games, which is the most polite way I can think of to say a little bit boring and probably white. I love to lie to people. It is a hobby of mine. This really matters to me. Is this helping at all, or is this... I just want to make sure that the dicgishness plays in terms of like, I'm still here and you're a friend. I don't understand this weird culture.
Oh.
Oh, is it?
Howdy.
Hey!
Hey!
Hi, everyone in the world.
We're about to play some werewolf here,
Woo!
as I'm sure they mentioned. I'm Eric. I was in the first episode of the Whodunit Show.
Ooh, wow.
And have not
Hey.
returned since.
Exclusive.
So here I am again.
Oh, I'm Cassie. I'm here on occasion.
My name's Casey. This is my first time, but am I lying about that?
Deceit. I'm Mario. I just kind of like found an open window and just kind of like stumbled in here. So thank you guys for having me.
I'm Blake. I'm definitely a first timer for this, at least.
I'm Curtis.
Sick.
Yeah.
Dope.
We know Curtis.
That's all
Yeah.
you need to say.
So I guess now we're going to run the rules video.
One Night Ultimate Werewolf is a game where everyone has secret identities that determine how they play. Each player randomly chooses a role and keeps it a secret from the other players. Then begins the night. The players close their eyes so that role by role they can be called on to conduct their misdeeds in secret. First, any players who drew the werewolf role cards open their eyes and acknowledge each other. Then the rest of the players act in turn according to their role. Then, day begins. The players will have 5 minutes to figure out what happened and vote on someone to kill. If a villager dies, the werewolves win. If a werewolf dies, the villagers win. The only exception is the tanner, who's trying to get themselves killed. In order to win, our players will have to lie. They'll have to deduce, and they'll have to figure out what happened last night.
Everyone, close your eyes.
Ooh.
Werewolves, wake up and look for other werewolves. If there is only one werewolf,
Do we need
You
to
may
stop?
look
So he
at a
put
card.
on the disco theme.
Sounds great.
Let's see, and we don't have any werewolves in this first round.
Close your
So it's going to be an
eyes.
opportunity for a
Masons.
Tanner victory and nothing else.
Hell yeah.
Kind of surprising that even though we don't have any werewolves, there's only one Mason. So the single Mason was Mario, and he just noticed that there was no other Mason. Cassie is choosing to look at Mario's card, so she's going to be able to identify that he was in fact the Mason, despite there only having been one. And we are getting the hidden roles ready for you guys to show on this screen as they're doing this. Okay, Eric was the robber, and he grabbed Curtis's troublemaker card.
Nice.
All right, let's see what sort of trouble
Okay,
Curtis
let's see
starts
who's-
tonight. He's switching Eric with, looks like it was Mario. So
Yeah.
Mario finally has the troublemaker card. Eric has the Mason card. And Curtis has the robber, I believe. And that's what I think just went down, but we'll confirm that for you in just a minute when we show you all of the cards.
Oh, man.
I do not feel very rested after that sleep.
Yeah. I'm definitely more tired than I was before.
That's not really like sleeping music. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
let's go out.
All right.
Let's go out music.
So what did everyone get up to last night?
Where were you guys
Oh
last
yeah,
night?
all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, who's got some information?
I've got some info.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Whoa. Okay. What you got
Coming
over
out of the
there?
gate.
Yeah.
Dish.
I can verify Curtis was not a werewolf.
Yep, so we can see
Wow.
that Eric
Really?
did
What's
end
that
up
from?
as the Mason.
Yeah.
Curtis ended up as the robber, and Mario ended up as the
Wow.
troublemaker.
Curtis, what were you?
Yeah.
I was the troublemaker.
Yeah, I definitely felt that movement over there.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, a lot of fun stuff.
And what trouble did you make?
I switched, but I think I forgot.
What? That sounds like a bold-faced lie to
The
me.
disco was
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
last
It
night.
sounds,
Yeah.
sounds like two werewolves.
I think
scheming.
it was you and you. I want to say.
Me and her?
Yeah, you and him.
Me
Okay,
and him.
and?
So
Any
Mario-
information, troublemaker?
No, am I allowed to look at the cards?
No.
You're
No,
just making,
you
you're
just
making trouble.
I just
Swapped
switched
and you don't
cards.
know?
Yeah.
Oh man, the trouble you have made.
That doesn't work.
So then, if he switched them, what were you at the beginning?
Hold on. Can we confirm that he was actually the troublemaker by the robber?
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's,
saying.
that's what
Oh,
he
he was actually.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
confirmed.
What
cool.
am I now?
Check.
Yo,
Well, now
you're
you're the robber.
Oh, now I'm the robber.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I was a mason.
You were.
But I did not. There were no masons with me.
Okay.
So one of the masons isn't here.
That's a bold claim if he wasn't a mason.
Yeah, that is a pretty bold claim.
As the seer, it's not a bold claim. He was the mason.
Wow.
Yeah, but how do we actually know when people are saying the truth about what they are?
Well, because the werewolves lie about everything.
Oh, okay. So how do we know if they're not telling the truth? How do I know if she's a seer then? Did you claim what you want, like something different rather than a werewolf?
Maybe.
And we can't know for certain because he'd already said he was a mason by the time she said she was the seer.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
And I kind of wanted to
Could
wait
they
if
be in
anyone.
cahoots?
They could be.
Could be.
Wait, what are you?
What am I?
Yeah.
I'm the insomniac.
And you were the insomniac
I
when
was
you
the
woke up?
insomniac when I woke
Isn't
up.
the insomniac the go-to lie card?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
How do you know you're the insomniac when you woke up?
Because
you
you
have to
look
look.
at your own card.
It'll tell you. Yeah.
And you're the
there you
last
go.
person to have an action. So
Yeah.
I should have listened to the rules.
Yeah, I know. You're like just like selfishly like listening to ours.
yeah.
Like,
So
what
we're
is
gonna
ours?
take a break.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
we're gonna make some noise. You're just
Yeah.
gonna hear
Yeah.
what's going on
Yeah.
upstairs.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Stare Down Siesta, the segment of the game where they take a quick break so that we can talk to you about what was going on. Before we talk about the game, I wanted to quickly acknowledge the folks in the chat. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I see Dean Prakaski, who's very excited that Curtis is still around this week.
Curtis.
Stay Lifted, I think, is calling Curtis the resident sleeper. That's a little opaque, but we all know what Stay Lifted means on that.
Yeah.
And Ink Cartridge, hiya, welcome to the chat. Thanks for tuning in.
We all know what that means.
Oh, we all know what
Ink
hiya
cartridge.
means.
Oh.
Ink cartridge. But anyways, that was a fun first round. It's interesting that Blake has been throwing some shade around, saying like, "Uh-oh, sounds like something a werewolf would say,"
Yep.
because Blake is in fact the only Tanner, or the only person who isn't on the villager team. And so pretty soon it seems like everybody who is a villager has been sharing information quite well,
Except for Blake.
except for Blake. Yeah.
And is that now? That's? I feel that's a good. If I was down there, I would feel, hey, well, something's going on with you. I want to kill you, and that's exactly what she wants.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Blake hasn't been dishing much information out, but she has sort of been saying like, "Oh, seems like this person might be a werewolf. Oh, you're the Mason, huh?" You know, bringing up little plays like that, and everybody else is just telling the honest to God truth. Eric was the robber, saw what Curtis was. Curtis switched those two folks. Cassie stepped in to tell everyone that Mario was in fact the Mason.
Yeah.
And the one thing that hasn't been totally confirmed is that Casey was the Insomniac.
Oh yeah.
Because Casey said, "I was the Insomniac. I'm still the Insomniac." And Curtis chimed in with, "Isn't that the go-to lie?"
Card,
Yeah, which is definitely a good play. So far, I think things are looking good for the villagers, but I'm really waiting for Blake to make her play.
Yeah.
You know, because all it's going to take is like these guys to realize that that's where the one hole in the story is. She hasn't said anything about who she is, and they will have to either come to the conclusion of, she must be the werewolf, or realize the play that she's making. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's been a fun round. And I think I mentioned what our audience participation game was, but in case any of you guys have just tuned in, we're going to have a Mother's Day themed one. Dean Prakaski is my mom. She's in the chat, so I should say, "Hey, Mom, everybody, like, send her some love. Like, happy Mother's Day, Mom. I'm going to call you tomorrow." But we are going to get ready to go back to the players for you guys. Curtis just has to have a quick coffee break. So he's not the resident sleeper so much anymore.
For him.
Yeah, and here we go back to the players.
What rules? We just keep talking.
We just keep going.
We just keep killing it.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
okay.
We have resumed.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So I have a pointed question. Blake, what was your card?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
Don't
it.
worry about it. Everyone's
Don't-
just like revealing
That's
who they
true.
are.
We all know what everyone is except for you.
Okay. So if someone says don't worry about it, and they don't want you to guess what they are.
You can guess what I am. I just
no.
said don't worry about it.
So she's either a Tanner or a werewolf.
So if she's a Tanner, I would guess that she would probably be saying, "Kill me. I want to be killed." She would say, "I'm the werewolf. Kill me."
She could be a werewolf trying to act like a Tanner so we don't kill her.
Yeah.
Or she could be a Tanner trying to act like a werewolf so we do kill her.
Yeah. Both
What
things
do
are
you
true.
want?
This is the best.
Yeah, you don't know. That's some performance enhancing scarf right there. I need to see those pearly whites.
Do you like this?
It's
I also like, yeah, please
bad for the
continue
viewers
to
at
tell
home.
me how to white my teeth. Please.
I mean, if I'm throwing it out there, I mean, it certainly seems like Blake is the werewolf, right?
Whose job is it to look at the cards in the middle?
Nobody.
I don't think it's
It is
anybody's
either
job.
the mason
Would you
or
like
the
vote
seer.
or
The
something?
mason
The
or the
mason
seer
or
can
the
do it.
seer.
Wait, the mason can
The
look.
mason doesn't see it.
No,
Oh.
if there is no other mason, they can look at a
I
card.
thought that was
Oh,
really. I thought that was just the werewolf.
But
No.
it didn't say that.
1 minute.
Oh,
remaining.
God.
It certainly did
Okay.
say that.
Oh, I did not know that was a rule.
Here are my thoughts.
I have thoughts
I know
too.
you're safe.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're safe because that was a pretty bold claim to make if you were a werewolf.
Yeah.
Why would it
You're
be a
really
bold
trying to
claim?
throw the werewolf
Because
on
if there
her,
was
so I
if
think
there
you
was
know
an
she's a
actual
tanner, and I
other
think you
mason to
might
be
a
like, hold on
werewolf.
a second, because the masons know who they
So
are.
if I'm
Gotcha.
throwing werewolf on her,
Yeah.
that would want her to win.
Yeah, it's
right?
werewolf shade
Right.
Oh,
over
maybe.
here.
Werewolves want the tanner to stay alive.
Yeah.
But there's two. Whenever there's two, I don't know.
Yeah.
These cards were switched
Cahoots.
though.
Right.
He
Only
did
30
trouble.
seconds
No.
left.
That's what Curtis
He
said.
claims he
It's
switched
either-
me.
I don't know. He's
Mario
gonna
said
place
he
it
switched
on
me
me.
Two.
So I'd have the mason
Yeah.
and
I would
You
be
have the mason?
yeah.
I'd
So
be the
if you were a
troublemaker.
werewolf, come out now because I would be the werewolf at this point.
I
But
was
so then
not.
is
I
he
was
the
mason.
rock?
He was the troublemaker.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you ever say what you
we have
were?
14 seconds.
Yeah.
Did you ever say what you were?
I am the insomniac. You're the werewolf.
No.
And we got you.
I'm just wondering
I
what
don't
you
know
were.
what's going on
So,
here.
I don't know.
Tell us who you
I
were.
kind of-
What?
Getting kind
Tell
of
us who you
itchy
were. What?
in between these two.
I don't have to.
No.
Do I have to?
I'm
I don't
voting
have
for
to
her.
say who I am.
Voting for
right?
her.
I don't
We have to
say
vote.
who
We have to
I am.
vote. We have to vote. In
Do I have to
3,
say?
1.
I think it's him.
Oh, can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We probably should have done that
Who are you pointing
because
I'm putting at that.
there's
guy.
probably a likely.
All right. So.
There's probably a likely. If she's one
How-
werewolf, there's probably another werewolf in there.
What?
But that doesn't mean you win.
Yeah.
I think we still have to stick with what we.
Okay.
Who's-
I
who's
originally
voting
picked
where?
her.
Most on Blake.
Yeah.
Most
I
on
think we got
Blake.
3
Blake?
on Blake, and then the rest are kind of scattered.
Blake, what was your card?
It's a full moon, Blake.
The tanner.
Yay, we win!
We win. What do you mean? What were you?
I win. Don't I
No,
win?
she wins.
I win.
Just Tanner.
Oh,
wins.
only Tanner wins?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought everybody wins.
No.
Only if we point into the
Nobody.
middle.
Nobody wins.
Okay, cool. We lost.
But I won.
I'm the troublemaker.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Dang it.
What are you? Oh, okay.
Yep. So Blake totally played that right.
Yeah.
Blake knew what was up, and she didn't have to tell anybody what she was. And that played perfectly into being the Tanner that round.
Man, that Blake showdown was so exciting. I was
Yeah,
like, oh, this is
totally.
great. I wonder which way this is going to go. And she did play it very, very well.
Yeah, by the way, welcome to the post-mortem. I'm trying to make sure I plug in all the names of the segments and stuff, because
Yes, the
this is a
mortem.
legit show. We're in the same spot as we were last week. How legit is that? Like, that's pretty impressive for our reputation. And like, we're in the same spot, but we have better lighting. I'm sure you guys noticed like how crappy our lighting was upstairs last week.
Better headgear.
No, we had this headgear last time.
Thanks for the invite.
Sorry. Oh yeah, I didn't invite you. That's
I
what
was in
happened.
Japan.
Yeah, he was in the international Japan. So what a fun round. I mean, like, I think that it was good of Eric to be suspicious of Casey towards the end, because all Casey could really say was that he was the insomniac. But it seemed like Casey ultimately won Eric's trust. Cassie was employing our house rule, where if you think that there is no werewolf, you point towards the middle. Technically,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically, I think the rules say that as long as nobody gets more than one vote, nobody dies, and so that's a way to like try to not kill the Tanner. If there's only a Tanner, everyone would have to like point in a circle.
Got it.
But for simplicity's sake, we're saying if you think that the werewolves are both in the middle, point towards the middle, and no one will get killed if that's where the majority of votes go.
Oh, nice.
And so it was good on Cassie to do that. We've got the folks downstairs getting ready for the next round, but we are also going to have our audience participation game coming up. We've asked our players to come up with stories about their mothers. And 2 of them are going to be telling true stories about their mothers, and 1 of them is going to be telling a false story about their mother. So I don't know what these stories are going to be, but I would say probably like if anybody says anything bad about their mother right before Mother's Day, that's probably the lie.
Yeah.
Because like if you're going to talk shit about your mom right before Mother's Day, like what kind of child... What kind of ungrateful...
dick child, that's what they are.
bad, naughty child. And Curtis has wandered away from the table yet again.
He's hungry.
He's a hungry boy. But, like, we're going to try to shepherd him back so that he can be in place for our audience participation game. Do you have any fun stories to share about your mom, Conroy?
Not as of late, but my mom was in the Army.
Your mom was in the Army?
Yeah, she was an Army nurse.
Okay, tell a quick story about that while I make sure everybody's on the level downstairs.
Oh, I will. Oh,
cool.
My God. Let me tell you, I honestly don't know that much about my mom's storied Army career, but she was an Army nurse. She was a very high-ranking Army nurse. And the funny thing is, I only found out about this maybe 3 years ago, after I saw a picture of my mom in an Army uniform. These are the kinds of things that I feel I should have known about my mom. On another note, I feel really bad, but I still don't know what my dad did for a living. They're both retired. I just knew he worked for engineering. Never knew what he did. So that's how good of a son I am.
That's a great story. Conroy has told me that story many times.
All the time.
Every time, I just absolutely, I'm floored. I'm floored by what a great story it is.
Yep.
So our players are ready downstairs, and we're going to cut over to them for our audience participation game.
Oops.
Hey!
Hello, all you.
So we're playing 2 truths and a lie with y'all. We have 3 stories, and I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but tomorrow is Mother's Day.
Yeah, trust me, I had that unlocked. My mom had made sure to make some little reminders. Hey, by the way, don't forget. Oh, yeah, it's just the pending pressure to get her something.
So 3 of us are going to tell a story about our mother. 2 of them are true, and one of them is a lie. The people who are going to be telling stories are Curtis, Mario, and Casey, myself. So I guess let's get it started with me.
Yeah, go first.
He who speaks goes first. So my mom, one time when I was in the 3rd grade, she found out about a fight that I was going to be in after school. Like I was supposed to get in a fight. It was all the rage and the talk of the school. And she found out about it, and she was able to come to the school and tell the kid who was going to fight me not to fight me, and then show up where the fight was going to be and take me home.
Drop the mic.
My mom, she was in the circus, or she danced in clubs, and she kind of traveled the world. And in one of those clubs, she met Billy Idol and Steve Stevens, and she got wrapped up in a situation where PCP was kind of being passed around the room. And my mom declared to me, well, I didn't want to be a nerd in front of Billy Idol, so she did PCP, and then. Yeah.
The rest is history.
The rest is history. And then that's how I'm here.
My mom was an extra in the Breakfast Club, and she was really excited about it. But if you look at the actual video footage, you can just kind of see her hair slowly passing by. So, she's super proud of it. We watch it on Mother's Day every year because it makes her really happy.
Oh, man.
All right, I guess.
Those were great. Oh my god, all of those stories were fantastic.
Mario, my god, that sounds amazing.
I don't want any of them to be lies.
Yeah, it's true. Please.
I actually, while I was downstairs, I found out which ones were true and which one was a lie. So I won't say, but I know which 2 told the truth. And I also just let Conroy know which one of them was the truth. But what guesses do you have? What do you think was a lie out there? I mean, Casey came in and said that his mom found out about a fight he was going to be in, found the kid he was going to be in a fight with, and then stopped the fight and
showed up instead.
Yeah,
that is the cutest thing. That's such a mom thing.
I think that Casey then probably he showed up for a fight. He should have fought his mom. right?
I think those are the rules.
I mean, those are the rules of fights. If you show up to a fight, you have to fight someone, and if your mom's the only one there,
you gotta throw a punch at her.
The international regulations on fights, say like you gotta throw a punch. You gotta throw at least one punch, even if it's your mom.
Yeah.
And then Mario, it sounds like Billy Idol is Mario's dad.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. What's happening? That's why he has his.
Oh my gosh! What a story though. His mom hung out with Billy Idol and like
at the circus
did PCP. She was in the circus. Like every element of this story sounds crazy.
Yeah, it keeps going up.
And I mean, like that makes it. I mean, honestly, like I know what's true, but that kind of makes it sound like a lie from an objective perspective.
No, absolutely.
How crazy everything
too outrageous.
Was. But maybe it's too outrageous not to be true.
This is true.
Yeah, they're calling me daddy downstairs. I can still hear them, and it's a little distracting.
It's okay, daddy.
Thanks, daddy. And Curtis's final story was that his mom was an extra in The Breakfast Club and was way too excited about it.
I would be too. That's it's a classic.
Yeah, it's a great film, and like you can see her hair go through the frame. So yeah, please chime in. I've already started to see a few people in the chat saying Ink Cartridge thinks that Casey's was the lie, that his mom didn't figure out what the fight was. Dean, my mom, says, nah, he looks like he could have been a bully.
Wow.
That's so funny.
Casey as a bully, okay.
Casey was a linebacker in high school, so I don't know if that says anything. Are linebackers notorious bullies?
Well, I think football players in general,
stereotypically, like if we were watching The Breakfast Club, a film that Curtis's mom was in, and there was a linebacker, they'd probably be the bully character. Yeah. We this is not the first time we've been talking about 80s movies on this show, and like, did you? Era. I haven't seen The Breakfast Club.
Movie night.
Hey, but you've seen it.
Of course I did. I'm not an idiot.
Is there a linebacker?
No, there's not.
Okay, great. If there were a linebacker.
There's a football player. I don't think there's a linebacker.
All right. So it looks like our votes are in, and we've got people thinking that Casey was lying. I wanna let the players reveal to you what was actually true. I could tell you right now, but I think it would be more fun coming from them. So we are going to cut down to the players so that they can confess the truth and the lies.
All right.
The moment you've all been waiting for.
Dun, dun, dun.
My story was true.
No.
Who's lying?
This is not what I thought would be happening. I'm an adult man.
I do have to confess that
I don't know any of you people.
When can I see my children? I do have to confess that my story was the truth.
No!
Oh.
Whoa! I made it up, the whole thing. I've never... Wait, was that a word? I hope you figured it out, 5 viewers.
Yeah, Curtis, I think Curtis got you guys. We had one person saying that Casey was lying and another person saying that Mario was lying. Nobody suspected Curtis. He's a good liar. I mean, you should know from his intro video, it's a hobby of his. He loves to lie.
That said, as someone who's seen The Breakfast Club, there are not many extras in it, so I knew that was a lie. It's like,
why didn't you say something? You could have helped our audience. All right, yeah. Okay, but in any case, that was fun. Oh my gosh, great stories. I can't believe that Mario's mom did PCP with Billy Idol, and I'll have to talk to him about it afterwards. But now we are getting ready to go into game 2. Let's get into that night phase. See some night phase boogie. I wonder if we're gonna get some disco again. Let's see.
Everyone, close your eyes.
Spaghetti.
Werewolves, wake up and look for other werewolves. If there is only one werewolf, you may
All right,
look
we've got
at
2 werewolves. Have they acknowledged each other? Did Curtis and Blake? Ooh, the camera turned off downstairs.
Werewolves.
I'm gonna go look at that.
Eyes. Masons, wake up and look for the other mason.
It's gonna be an exciting round.
Masons, close your eyes. Seer, wake up. You may look at another player's card or 2 of the center cards. Seer, close your eyes. Robber, wake up. exchange your card with another player's card, and then view your new card.
Okay, we got that back on. Sweet.
Robber, close your eyes.
So, Blake and Curtis
Troublemaker,
got to see that
wake
they
up.
were werewolves.
You may exchange cards between two other players.
Alright, we didn't have a robber, so this is the only switch that's going to happen. And Casey just switched a couple of cards. I didn't quite notice who it was. I think it was Eric and Blake. Does that look right?
Insomniac, wake up and
Okay,
look
that's
at your
amazing.
card.
Oh no, it looks like Cassie and Blake
Insomniac,
got switched.
Close your eyes. Everyone,
Yeah.
wake up.
So,
I think I have the best answer this
Cassie
time.
is now the werewolf.
You
I was just saying, I was
Mason.
working with that spaghetti Spanish.
We're going to show you that in
Spanish
1 second.
Spanish spaghetti.
Western.
Yeah, Western spaghetti. All right.
Because they were Italian westerns. That's where it came from. Spaghetti westerns.
He knows too much. He's a werewolf.
Yeah, call out. I'm ready to vote. I'm ready to vote.
Only a werewolf
I'm ready
would know
to
that.
vote.
Just because I am a fan of the films of Enrico Morricone does not mean that I am a werewolf.
Werewolf!
But it doesn't mean you're not.
So what did everyone get up to last night?
Some film knowledge over here.
Yeah, I
We're
made...
the most apathetic host we've ever had. And you guys want to play this game? I don't know.
I made myself a nice spaghetti dinner, had a warm glass of Chianti, and went to bed.
Oh wow, Chianti. That's not suspicious
Chianti,
at all.
not
Yes.
Chianti.
Chianti. Shh.
Enchanté,
Don't correct me in
you
public.
have Chianti.
I'll also
Yeah.
start by calling out the Insomniac. That was me.
Uh-huh.
You were still the insomniac.
Yeah.
Through and through.
Okay.
Okay. And isn't the Insomniac the liar's card?
Yeah, is that usually the
Yeah,
liar's
but I'm
card?
calling it first.
It
so-
is.
Why are you calling it first?
Because I'm
Okay.
saying
No,
that
no,
if someone else
Oh
says
yeah,
it, they
if
could've-
you lie first, it makes it really hard.
Well, I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like, no one
exactly.
else is saying they're the Insomniac,
Yeah.
right?
Maybe someone will.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but no one is.
Yeah. But
It
this
is-
is a... Go for it. No, go for it.
It is risky to go first, because then you know you'll be contradicted.
Yeah.
Because somebody might have
that's true.
trouble. Well, also somebody might have troublemated you, so you might be the werewolf now.
That'll
You never
work.
know.
No, the Insomniac
Yeah.
goes last.
And
Oh, true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. I feel pretty good about that one.
All right.
were you
What-
the insomniac before?
Yeah.
You went to
Yeah.
sleep?
What does the insomniac get to do? Just check their stuff?
They look at their card at the end.
They see
Oh, so
their
they know that
insomniac,
I'm
and at the very
definitely-
end, they're like,
okay.
"All right, nobody messed me up on the
Okay.
insomniac."
Okay.
Yeah, what happens if your card gets swapped and you don't know?
Well,
You don't know?
You don't
don't
know.
You don't know.
Yeah. You don't
Hot.
know.
That's hot.
That's why you gotta wait and listen.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we're almost halfway through, and I'm
Wow.
the only one who said anything.
Okay.
Seems pretty suspicious that you're the
Yeah.
only one who won.
Yeah.
Who is the Mason?
Everyone wants to play the game now where they don't say who they are, so.
That's not fun.
Yes, it is.
Let's just guess at random in
Wait.
4 minutes.
Whoever blinks first.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's got information, folks?
Well, I know I'm a Mason, but that doesn't really give me any more information.
Did no one else open their eyes with you?
No, I'm just like, oh.
I just want to say I was the Mason, and there were no Masons.
2 people claiming to be Masons.
Wow.
Uh-oh, we're pausing right there.
I was
Okay.
the Mason again, and there was a
No, you
Mason in the
weren't.
middle.
I
Yeah.
looked right at you,
we're paused
and your
right
eyes
now.
were.
All right. Well, great cliffhanger to land on. Wow. Oh, man. Hey, tell them to stop talking downstairs. They're not allowed to continue. This is a stare down siesta. All right? All right. So, well, they, wow. All right. So, right at the end, I think Blake came out and said that she was a Mason?
No, Mario.
Oh, Mario said, because he's the tanner.
Yes.
I see. That's what's going on.
They called him on it.
Sweet. Hey, let's mute the player's audio and bring up that view so that our guests at home can see what cards everybody wound up with. Because Mario was the tanner, and he's making a play in order to try to get attention onto himself by calling Blake a liar. Who was it that came out? Did Cassie come out and say that she was the Mason?
A couple people said they were the
Yeah.
somebody definitely said they were the Mason, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
called him out on that.
Right.
It was Cassie, yeah.
Yeah, Cassie. Cassie's the Mason. Only Cassie's no longer the Mason.
I
Cassie is
know,
now the
yeah.
werewolf. And so far, Casey hasn't revealed that he did any troublemaking. But soon I'm sure he's going to put that out there. I don't know why he's waited so long. Eric was the only person who wanted to be very forthcoming about who he was. And Curtis, I think, Curtis and Blake were joking at the top, like, somebody knows a lot about spaghetti westerns. You must be the werewolf. How do you have all this information? And, honestly, joking around like that, not a bad way to go when you're the werewolf, I think.
I wouldn't suspect them as a werewolf right now. That's great.
Yeah, so far I think they've been doing well. It's kind of. I think soon as people start to reveal what they are, though, it's going to be harder and harder to just sit in the shadows.
Yeah.
And now we are going to cut back to the game in order to show you the rest of the round and see how things play out.
We are resuming.
Okay,
Okay.
well, we got some liars.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
liar.
I'm the Mason, and I looked straight at him, and he was asleep.
Okay.
Okay, but
You
I was
were
a
the
Mason.
Mason.
But I was a Mason, and I didn't see your eyes open.
You're both aware.
No,
No.
he's not.
One's a Tanner. and
No, I'm
one's
the
a-
Tanner.
What?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Or am I?
I hate this game.
Okay,
All
Curtis,
I hate it.
what are you?
Wow, as luck
You're-
would have it, I too am a Mason.
Okay, so we've got a lot of
It's gonna be a long night.
And how about you?
liars. I was the troublemaker.
And who did you trouble?
I troublemaked.
You
Blake.
trouble make too?
I troublemaked.
Is that a
Blake.
word?
So now they're both the
Okay,
Mason.
trouble made.
I made trouble.
What does troublemaker do? You
I switched the two cards
Trouble
without
mood.
looking at them.
So if
Okay.
you were a werewolf, you're no longer a werewolf.
Okay.
So were you the werewolf?
So then what were you?
So yeah, your two cards were switched. So whatever you were, you are no longer.
Okay.
What,
Alright.
what were you?
I was a Mason.
Okay, and what were you?
I was a Mason too.
Okay, and
That's
you are saying she's lying.
I'm saying they're both lying.
No.
And
Wait.
I'm saying all thrice.
Okay,
all,
hold on.
all
So you're saying that
force
we
of you are
swapped?
lying.
yes.
Okay.
What were you?
Okay, well then she's a werewolf.
Okay, great. I believe you. I believe you because you were a werewolf when you started,
Yeah, so then she's
and
a
I
werewolf.
switched the two of you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You're a killer.
So yeah, that to me, that's the key to the case.
You're a cold-blooded
Wait.
killer.
So then what is he?
I
He's
don't
a
know.
Mason.
He might be
Could
a
be the
werewolf
Tanner.
too.
You were not a Mason.
He
What,
made the
did you
joke
see
about
another
being a
werewolf?
Tanner, and it
I did
might
not.
be.
Okay.
One
then-
minute
Well, I mean, come on, we
remaining.
were Masons, right? So like we saw each other, right?
Oh,
No, not
this
you.
This
Yeah.
is not fair. This
Yeah.
is not right.
We
Sorry.
saw each other.
Am I supposed to turn on my own time? Like, am I supposed to turn on?
We have
Yeah,
two
because
Masons. We have
if
two
you
Okay, well, then
Masons.
he's a werewolf.
Also, I trouble
Oh, he's a werewolf too.
I trouble made you and him.
Okay, I'm the actual troublemaker.
Trouble made us?
Okay, so
Or
he's a werewolf
robbed.
too?
Robbed?
Yeah.
Dropped? Wait.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna point at her
Oh,
Wait,
Curtis
wait,
was the
he's
other
not a
werewolf.
Mason. He's
because-
not a
But
Mason.
They're both.
we're Masons.
were you
Duh.
actually the Tanner?
They're
No,
before-
Masons.
I'm
you were the
werewolf.
Only
Okay.
30 seconds left.
So,
Well,
so-
there's two of us and
There's
one of you,
two of them.
so...
okay.
There's two.
Do
There's
you
two.
believe me?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
So the three of us can outvote anybody, right?
Yeah.
And you are.
A Mason.
He's
Just
not
a liar.
Mason.
Okay,
He's
who are we
not a
pointing at?
Mason.
Takes one to know
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
We're
that's,
gonna-
all, that's the verified. Oh, yeah, no one said they touched
When you
Curtis's
pull up
card,
his
though.
card,
He said he was the
Yeah,
other
but he's a
werewolf.
werewolf.
Mason.
Why would you rat me out like that?
The only thing
He
would
has
be
to
is
Because
do
I'm
if
not a werewolf
This is so
anymore,
cold.
dude.
the only thing we're not accounting for, and we have no time to discuss this, is if he was a robber. and
No, he's a
took
Tanner.
someone- Or if he took someone's.
I think
card
he's
or
a Tanner.
something.
Great.
I say we do this.
Everyone.
This is
Not
a
him.
safe choice.
Three,
It's not him.
2,
Yeah.
1.
Can
Vote.
I point two ways? No, I can't. Okay.
All right, what
Wait,
were you
should I be
looking-
voting?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
think I
abstain?
Yeah. Okay.
Why'd you
Let's
vote for
see
me?
what-
I
let's
don't
see
know.
what
Why
cards-
me?
Flip your card. What
let's
you
see
got?
what the card is.
Ha
Yeah. High five.
Damn it.
I had to turn. It's so weird because I'm like,
She
I was
was
a
the Tanner.
werewolf.
Yeah,
It's
whatever.
cold-blooded.
And I was gonna
It's
stick with you.
cold-blooded.
In my heart, it was a
through, but
Mason.
Ugh.
then I knew it.
No.
You SOB.
And so what is this card then? She was a Mason.
You were a Mason?
Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was
No,
a
because
Mason.
swap.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Everybody was telling the truth.
Except,
Except for
except
four
the
people.
first half I was not.
What were you?
He was a werewolf.
You were okay.
I was a werewolf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn,
I was trying to help you out.
That's good.
If Curtis is gonna walk off the set, then we're gonna cut to us. They don't get to like keep chatting while they're walking around. But anyways, fun round. Oh,
I know.
Oh, I'm so excited because we had a Tanner victory the first round.
Yep.
We had a villager victory this round, and I'm holding out for that trifecta. I'm so ready to have a werewolf victory and get all three in one episode. Like that'll just be so fun if that happens. Things that I didn't call out earlier during the break that I wish I did. Eric was dancing for the whole first half of that game.
Yeah.
I don't know if like no one told him that the night phase was over, or if he was trying to compensate for Curtis calling him the most apathetic host we've had downstairs. But that was pretty funny. I enjoyed his dance. It was a very simple dance. But I think sometimes he just has extra energy he needs to get out.
Yeah.
Oh, but that was a good round. Oh man.
That trouble, the logical
Yeah.
I don't know, the conversation they had between the troublemaker and Cassie and Blake, I was like, oh, that's perfect. Yeah,
Totally.
I guess we're done.
That's exactly how that should play out. I mean, if someone tells me that they switched my card and I started off as a werewolf, you come out and you say, okay, I was a werewolf. I'm not a werewolf anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Peace, peace, losers. That's the other werewolf. I'm out of here. Like, thank
Those
you.
my legions.
Game over, losers. You guys are done. You're done skis. And it's really lucky when that can happen with the troublemaker. But having said that, you gotta be careful because someone could lie.
That's true.
I mean, Curtis lied towards the end saying that he was the troublemaker, but Curtis's constant play is like, whatever somebody else has said, that's what I'm gonna say I am. Like, whether or not he's the werewolf, he just like lies and says like, yep, I am the 4th troublemaker in the game. I'm the 3rd Mason, and I'm the seer. So
he's a wild card.
Sort that one out.
That is
Yeah,
a wild card.
But Blake was able to be like, werewolf, definitely werewolf. Yeah, and like that was definitely like that's probably what I would do. I don't know. I'm a trusting guy, particularly of Casey. I mean that friendly face.
Yeah, he has a very friendly face.
Such a sweet guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually the first time I met Casey, we played this game, and it was like the weekend before this show started. So I was like really nervous and like, oh, I hope people actually still like this game. Let's see if it happens. And then 2 of my friends were like, I don't want to play this anymore. Like one of my friends, Danny Fine, you know him, he got handed the drunk like 3 games in a row. And so all you do as the drunk is you see like, oh, okay, I'm the drunk. At some point you grab a card from the middle and you don't know what it is. And like every game that happened to him, so he's just sitting there like, I have no idea what happened. I'm the drunk. And like he wound up one game as a werewolf because both of the werewolves had been in the middle, and this year saw that. So we were like, well, I guess our best chance is to vote for him because he's got a 2 out of 3 chance of grabbing a werewolf. And he's like, this game sucks. I mean, but it doesn't. I love this game. Oh God! Are you guys excited as we are that we had 2 different victories in a row? I'm really I hope we get that werewolf victory. I'm excited to see who's going to be a werewolf this round. But before we get into this round, we've got our ad break to plug some stuff.
What are you doing at 6 o'clock?
What am I doing at 6 o'clock today? I think I'm going to be in Westwood,
California.
California,
Near UCLA,
near the UCLA campus. How about you got anything going?
I'm going to also be by the In-N-Out near.
Right
UCLA.
next door to the In-N-Out, right? Yeah.
Something's
weird.
there, though.
Something must be going on. Oh, we've got an improv show together. Hey!
Improv space, 6 o'clock, Truffle Box.
We plugged the improv space before because we do shows there every so often. Conroy's pretty active in their community.
I am.
Truffle Box, a show that has not just me, not just Conroy, but me, Conroy, and Cassie downstairs. The 3 of us are going to be performing on one stage together in a show with ChemLab is the host.
Rocket Science. That was close. Chemistry and rockets.
We've got a show next weekend with a team called ChemLab. So hey, if you're around for that, check it out too. And they're both science-themed names, so I got confused. Exactly. But tonight at
6 o'clock.
At 6 o'clock at the Improv Space by UCLA. If you guys are in the neighborhood in LA, want to check out some fun free improv, it's free. Is it free?
I'm pretty sure it's free.
Yeah,
and it's great. BYOB. Just stop by Whole Foods Market, bring some IPAs in there, drink to your heart's content. Grab an In-N-Out next door. Mwah.
Not just free, but BYOB. And the drunker you are, the funnier we are.
That's absolutely
so,
true.
like, hey, just bring out a handle of vodka. Like, start passing it around.
Why not? It's Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday night. Maybe we should do that.
I'm already planning to do something.
Bring out a handle of vodka and pass it around to everybody in the audience so that they'll like us.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just want to be liked.
And we should like have a label on the vodka that says courtesy of Truffle Box.
Yeah.
Like
PD laughs, please.
Laugh, yes. Oh God, I'm so ready for that. We've got another game coming up, and that's our final game of the hour. I hope you guys have been enjoying. Let's see. Ink Cartridge is chiming in to say, honestly, I still don't understand this game, but it's fun to watch and try to figure out. You know what? I feel you, man. It's got so many layers to it. Let's see. I think we should have our resident expert on the game try to explain it.
Is he in this closet?
He's in this closet. No, I was talking about you, and that was a joke because Conroy is not an expert at this game. He is an expert on international hand signals and
Street Fighter. No one ever talks about my Street Fighter skill and accolades that I've obtained over the years, but now's not the time to talk about them.
No.
I'm very good at Street Fighter.
This episode brought to you by Street Fighter. Can we plug Street Fighter? Have you guys heard of this video game? It is called Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2.
Yeah. It's available. It's not that too many people know about it.
Yeah, you can find it in stores or online. You can probably download a ROM for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are in that emulator life, but I'm in that emulator life.
Wow.
Yeah, some people in the audience may have no idea what I'm talking about, but online you can get these programs that will act as a virtual version of an old video game console. Yes. So I've got a particular emulator called OpenEMU.
Like the animal?
Like the animal, but also like the first 3 letters of emulator.
Shit. Yeah, right. That makes sense.
And it will play games from N64, from Game Boy, Game Boy Advanced, Sega Genesis, all sorts of different consoles.
What's your favorite game? Name 2 games that you enjoy playing on the emulator. I'm gonna judge that.
Well, a couple things that I've been playing recently. I've been live streaming Harvest Moon 64.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Do you know it?
Of course I know it.
Oh, I love that game so much.
I don't love it. I know it.
You're dick if you don't like that game, dude. That game is so good.
I need to kill people, okay? I need to kill monsters.
There's no killing involved.
Yeah, I know.
A game that I do play that involves killing is Paper Mario.
Great game.
Yeah, that's
all Mario's are great.
Yeah, but we are ready to go into Game 3 now. The players have their roles, and we're ready to show you what they are. We've got a lot of stuff going on. We've got 2 werewolves. We've got a Tanner. We've got a couple Masons. I'm excited for you guys to see. Oh, maybe we'll get a werewolf victory. I think that this is the game where we have a werewolf victory, and we get the trifecta. All right, cutting downstairs.
Go!
Everyone, close your eyes.
Okay, I get a new dance going.
Wake up
Alright,
and look for other
and we are,
werewolves.
I can't hear what's going on downstairs, but you guys can. We see that we got 2 werewolves. Casey and Cassie are werewolves together.
Ooh, I feel some movement
And we
on my
don't
side.
have any switches
No robbing, no.
What you see is what you get.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh, they put the wolf sound on. That's spooky.
That was really spooky.
Alright, and so Mario and Curtis see each other. But this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough because it's going to be Masons saying, hey, we're Masons, and werewolves hopefully also saying, hey, we're Masons. And you're going to have to figure out who to trust. Oh, I hope it plays out like that. Oh, but the seer. Oh, the seer's looking in the middle. Oh, sweet. That's good. I'm sorry. I'm just so rooting for the werewolves right now. I want Casey and Cassie to win because the names sound the same, and we need a werewolf victory. Oh, it's going to be so good. Okay, and that's it. Nothing else is going to be happening during this night phase. Eric has seen that there were 2 cards in the middle, and what was left in the middle? We had the Insomniac, the Troublemaker, and the Robber, and I think that he may have just seen the Insomniac and the Robber.
So he knows he's guaranteed a werewolf, at least one.
Yes, he knows that there's at least 1 werewolf. Absolutely, that's true. Oh, God. Blake's playing the Tanner again, and she played it so well the first round. So we could see another Tanner victory, but if Blake wins twice as the Tanner, that's too much. All right, let's see. It's on the Insomniac, so we're about to go into the day phase. Ooh, I'm so excited to see how this plays out. And we're gonna go over to just the player so that you don't have to look at us.
Heavy over there, man. You're just doing some serious dance moves.
Yeah. I mean, really.
That sweet night phase boogie.
And excellent as possible.
Is that what it's about? Okay.
Really, truly. Like, I mean, when the people are watching and they're like, all right,
that guy,
really,
he's killing
this guy is into it. He's the kind of guy who just absolutely makes shit happen on the dance floor, which is true.
So what did everyone get into last night?
I saw things.
Whoa! Not an Insomniac for the first time ever? Okay. Hey.
I'm not saying what I saw yet because I'm going to see what people lie about.
Oh! I like it. I like it. I like it.
Send that money. Send that money.
Well, I know you weren't in the Insomniac because I was.
So,
but that gives me no information.
Yeah.
That gives me nothing.
Did you stay in Insomnia?
Yes, I did. I was like, yes, I did.
I stayed the Insomnia. I'm ready to go.
No more from you.
No, nothing.
No more from you. What you got? You got information? Stop it. Please tell me that.
Mom?
No!
Mother's Day is
Mom, go away.
Werewolf!
Werewolf.
Werewolf!
Wow.
That, if I ever heard a mother cop out,
That's
that's it.
Wow.
What are you?
Well,
Bullshit!
I definitely have my phone on silent. I will say, Curtis and I are Masons.
Liars.
We're Masons, right?
That's a
What's wrong with you?
Wow.
Dude,
That's a werewolf!
don't make me look dumb.
I ever heard
Well,
one.
We were Masons.
We were both Masons.
Does anyone else? Is anyone else a Mason?
No,
Oh, yeah, we were Masons.
I was the robber,
Okay.
and I stole Curtis's card.
Oh my God.
You stole
What's
Curtis.
Curtis now? Or he's the robber.
He's the robber.
Yeah.
So did you? But you haven't looked at your
Oh,
card.
no, you're the Mason.
So
Yeah,
you're
you-
legitimately
I have
a
not.
Mason.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he'd be the Mason now.
So he's a Mason now.
And now you're a robber.
So if they swapped cards, if you were a werewolf, now's the time to say it, because you're not it anymore.
No, he was the Mason.
I was a Mason.
I saw
Okay.
you. Why are you hesitating? Like, maybe I can get out of this.
We gotta wait.
All right, Cassie, you've been quiet.
Wait,
We're done.
Are we waiting?
We're done?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wait, what happened?
What are you doing with your masters?
Okay. Welcome to the Stare Down Siesta, a concept that Mario has yet to grasp. But oh man, Conroy and I were up here just like, we checked out what to do in the thing. Oh man, I was so hoping that when Mario and Curtis were claiming to be the Masons, that Cassie would step in and be like, hold on a second, no, you're not Masons, we're Masons.
That'd have been perfect.
Oh god,
It's gonna be a 2 versus 2.
I so hoped that would be the thing. But unfortunately it was not. Casey came in with like a semi-convincing lie saying that he took Curtis's Mason card, but that just brought Curtis around to say like, yeah, I was in fact the Mason.
Yeah.
I normally wouldn't be all right with people taking calls in the middle of the show, but it was his mom.
Yeah.
Jeez, but like, I almost don't even believe that it was his mom,
It was a
right?
planted.
Definitely. I think it was a telemarketer, and I think he was just like, I'm gonna lie and say it's my mom, so nobody yells at me. Curtis lies hard. We all saw how well he lied in the audience participation game. So he's a good liar, and if he needs to just make something up like, "Hi, yeah, mom, this is my mother. Nobody can yell," I think he'd do it. I mean, that lie that he came up with his mom about being in the Breakfast Club, like when I went downstairs, I was like, hey, somebody come up with a lie, and he's like, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Master of lies.
Off the top of the dome.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was playing as the Mason, and he's still the Mason. He doesn't know that he's still the Mason. He now thinks that he must be the robber.
Switched.
I don't know what Cassie's gonna be able to come out and say that she is.
I'm curious to see what she's gonna say.
I think that people are going to figure out. I think that Eric might have seen the Insomniac in the middle. We're not sure what he saw in the middle, but I think that he saw the Insomniac and the robber, so I think he's going to know that Casey and Blake are lying.
Oh, yeah.
He's playing really well. I wish he weren't so good at this game because I want the werewolves to win. Eric's a ringer. Yeah. He's a ringer. I brought him on episode 1 as the guest because I was like, this guy's going to show him how to play. What'd you think?
I was rooting for the scenario that
for
was
sure.
originally, and I wish Cassie and Casey said they were the Masons.
Oh, it would
I
have
want to see
been
that
so
stand up.
good.
It'd been so exciting. But Casey threw that wrench in there, and we're gonna see how this plays out.
Yeah, and I was watching the gears turn in Cassie's head because when Mario was saying I was a Mason and Curtis was the other Mason, Cassie sort of put her hand up. She's like. But then Casey was like, I'm the robber.
No, like,
and so I don't know if Cassie was really going to say that, but it seemed like she was going to. She's also a very astute player. But like Casey came into this game with a lot of energy.
Yeah.
He was dancing around talking about his dance moves, and then he was just so excited. I feel like his nerves are showing. Like if Kat were in this game, she would be reading all of that because she's a real good poker player, and she would know like something's going on with this guy. But I think that's all there is to say, really. Like, great start of the round, and we are going to cut back down to the players so that you guys can see how the final game turns out.
Someone's lying!
And we're back.
I trouble made
Liar.
these two. Okay.
Liar.
Wait, which
And
two?
I'm the Mason, and I'm the werewolf.
Okay, you trouble made who?
And I'm a Libra.
Those
And
two.
I'm ENFP. So.
Where you
Yeah.
trouble made the two Masons?
Yeah.
You and you.
My power number is 6.
Wait, so now we're both. So now him and I.
Yes. You
So we're
So,
now.
but
both
I was
Masons.
a robber.
Yeah.
So someone you robbed me,
I did.
All right.
and I became the robber,
So
and
now
then you
I'm the
trouble
robber.
made. So now you're the
Yeah.
robber.
Now
I'm
that
the robber.
everyone said what they are, I can verify 2 liars among us.
Okay.
Because you're not the insom.
No, I was the seer.
Oh, that's
and I saw
right.
2 from the center.
Liar.
And 2 of those were claimed to be the insomniac and
Oh,
the robber.
Yeah. Wait, she's won like every single time. I think we vote for her just to screw her over.
What a weird thing to find out you're good at. I am really good at One Night Ultimate Werewolf.
Put
Hey,
it on
add
your
it to
Finally.
my resume. Put it on my Tinder
Yes.
profile.
You're
What kind of people are
I was
looking
gonna
on
swipe
Tinder
left,
like, oh shit?
but
The winners. Okay. The winners
I
are
was
on
picturing
Tinder.
like a grown man like, oh man, I'm gonna smash in the night and then play werewolf in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah,
exactly
but-
the kind of
but
man
it's
I'm looking for.
That's what you do. Is you when you're at night you smash, and
Yeah.
when you wake up it's time to talk about it.
Yeah. Hey.
Mason
I-
in the streets, werewolf in the sheets.
He's a
So
winner.
these 2 are definitely Masons. Because
Well,
these
I'm
2
a
are
robber
definitely
now.
lying. No, there's no robber. He was lying.
Oh shoot.
That was in the center.
Well then
Not
we're just
lying.
Masons then.
I was not lying.
Wait, do we?
What?
No, we do.
He's a liar.
I was the drunk. I slipped a drunk card in. I was looking.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Chris,
I am
we
the
can
ace
tell.
of spades.
We
You got
can
me.
tell.
We have 30 seconds to kill someone.
Okay.
My card is blank on the inside. Believe in the heart of the cards.
I am Exodia.
It's a blue-eyed white dragon.
I think it's him.
Okay, so I think Eric is lying, and the reason that I think Eric is
Which
the werewolf,
one is Eric?
Eric.
That's
Eric
it.
said he was the seer, and I think
Oh.
that he waited until everybody said anything so he could come up with.
Yeah,
his
but he
own
also
story.
said he was the first person to say it was
He,
this year.
he
There could
said-
be- there
yeah,
could
but
be-
he didn't
You
say any
can
of his
lie
information.
early.
Hold on. There could,
we have to vote.
We have
I say
time.
we
There
kill
could be a
Blake.
Tanner. There could be a Tanner.
Yeah, but
I
we
say
have no
I
idea.
say Eric.
We have to kill her.
Vote.
I say you.
Wait, you just changed your
can't-
mind.
You,
They both die though.
We both die?
Because there's 2 on them, 2 on them. Oh, and I die. All 3 of us died. Because you were voting at me, right? Who are you pointing at?
You're pointing at the seer.
You were
Oh.
pointing at me.
Yeah, wait,
Okay.
where are the votes
It's
going?
a 3-way tie right now. Because there's 2 on him, 2 on you, and 2 on me.
There's 2 on me?
Yeah,
Boom boom. Wait, 2. Oh yeah.
yeah.
So,
So
who's left alive?
I'm alive.
I'm alive.
I'm alive.
so basically, the 3 of us need to flip our cards. Who died?
I'll sacrifice
I
myself.
was the seer.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yes.
so like,
Wait, no.
one of every
Have-
team
Village
died.
was super lost.
Wait.
Oh, we're
yeah.
super one.
Yeah,
Oh.
If one of
Oh.
us died, it's okay.
Oh
my God.
no, I think
knew
it means that
I think
I don't know who I don't know what the
Blake
rules are
won
for
because
who.
I think Tanner kind of trumps everything.
You know, there are no winners sometimes when you wake up.
I
at
won every round!
Life is all about compromise.
My life is coming up!
Oh man, what a round.
2 Tanner victories.
Different trifecta than I was expecting, but still a fun trifecta.
Very, yeah.
You know, we didn't get a victory for each team, but at the end, somebody from each team died. I don't know if I've ever seen that. I don't know if I've ever seen Tanner, Werewolf, and Villager die at once. I don't think I've ever seen more than 2 people die at once.
That was very
crazy that the vote got split that much, but you know why the vote got split that much?
Wait, what?
Because Curtis and Mario were on the Villager team, and they were just talking bullshit at the end. Like they had a minute left, and Eric's like, "Guys, sorry, this is I shouldn't do a shitty imitation of Eric."
Imitate them
but he's
all.
like, guys, we have to figure out what happened." And Mario and Curtis are like, "I'm Exodia. I got the Ace of Spades. I'm a drunk. You know, like stop. You're the only other villagers out there. You have to try to figure out who's a werewolf. Like if you don't figure it out, the Tanner's gonna win." And that's what happened. Oh my gosh. gosh, those goofballs,
That
dude.
was goofy. That was wacky.
Right? Oh my god.
Wackadoo.
You're a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
I was gonna say those guys are a bunch of nerds. Like 3 Yu-Gi-Oh references: Blue Eyes White Dragon, Exodia,
Heart of the Cards. Yeah, I didn't catch the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Who threw that down? Must have been Mario.
I think it was Mario. Yeah.
He did all 3.
Oh
There were 3. You're saying like there were 3 Yu-Gi-Oh references out there, but all on one guy.
Yeah.
It was sort of like one big Yu-Gi-Oh reference.
Yeah, this game would.
I mean, I feel like Mario's haircut might also be a Yu-Gi-Oh reference.
I want to say, yeah, he looks like a character.
right?
Yeah.
Like
What's
Joey.
going on, right? Did you watch Yu-Gi-Oh?
No.
Oh, you know Joey. Oh,
I know
come
who Joey
on.
is, though. Anyways, gosh, what a nice way to end a live stream. I agree, Ink Cartridge, for sure. Like, what an exciting final game. Like, to have those 3 people die at the end, but also how hilarious was it that the villagers were screwing themselves over.
Whatever.
I mean, like,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, we expect that out of Curtis. Oh man, so it's the end of the episode, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been a blast hanging out with you, and it's been a blast playing these games. Like, great games today.
Yeah.
Like, it went really well.
I just thought I loved round 1. That was a Blake show right there.
Oh yeah.
That was
I mean,
great.
it feels like the first round of the day on this show, at least, is always when the Tanner's gonna have like their strongest time, because people aren't awake yet. People aren't thinking, oh shit, there's a Tanner, you know. But gosh, what a fun game. It's time for us to say our fond farewells. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. In just a minute, we're going to cut downstairs so that they can say goodbye to you as well. But we plugged our improv show. If you guys are around, like, please come by. It'll be free. And hopefully funny. There's stuff to say right now. Please check out our social media presence. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter. Facebook / Whodunit Show. Twitter @Whodunit Show. You can catch us on YouTube, as many of you are, at Catrific Plays /live. And finally, we've got another thing. Twitch. Yeah, Twitch. Check us out on Twitch. Twitch.tv /Whodunit Show. And represent in the Twitch chat so that we can be like looking at all sorts of different windows and be very confused. It'll be a blast. But now we are going to cut downstairs to the players so that they can say farewell, and we're going to go down and join them, and peace out.
You're going to say goodbye. 3, 2, 1.
Goodbye.
I won.
Thanks for
What?
tuning
You
in.
said friends thing? Yeah, the friends thing.
Oh, here come
Here come the
Here come the friends.
You guys
nerds.
You guys wouldn't be welcoming us like that if you heard the shit we were talking about you upstairs.
You're talking
It was
upstairs?
pretty bad. I made some mistakes.
But did you recognize that I won every round?
You won every round?
Every round.
Pretty much.
Holy shit, Blake running the show down
Put it
here.
on my Tinder profile.
Yeah, you better. That's so good. I mean, great Tanner plays. But like, who was calling me daddy?
Oh.
Oh no. We were
So-
assuming that that your dad was in the chat.
Oh.
And that your dad is
Daddy.
Oh,
Instead of Danny,
no,
it's Daddy.
Daddy Przaski.
Who
do
wrote
you-
daddy? It was after I thought you guys were calling me daddy that somebody wrote.
Do you want to be called Daddy? Because we'll call you Daddy.
Ooh, daddy.
I would
Daddy.
actually not be that surprised if you were a
I would
daddy
really
guy.
like that.
Yeah, if you like
That would be great.
He's got the look.
Oh, okay, cool, sweet. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
You look like a stepfather in training.
Wow. All of my greatest fantasies are playing out right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Check us out on social media, facebook.com/whodunitshow, Twitter @whodunitshow. But to sign off, thanks for tuning in. Secrets don't make friends, but friends make secrets.